The number of communities and green areas in Las Vegas makes one easily forget that the city is built on a desert, but the shortage of water is forcing the state to cut down on its water use, going as far as to ban any so-called non-functional grass not used for recreation or even to walk on. Still, many residents are dismayed.
Para un parque, para una casa, luce mejor el
The
zacate.
grass makes any place look more green, more lively and beautiful. Yes, it needs water, but brings life to the city, whereas with the rocks, it looks more like a desert, looks very dry, without life.
No vida.
The grass looks beautiful. It gives life to the parks. It gives life to the city. Because I know we are living in the desert.
Taking effect in 2027, the legislation wouldn't apply to homes or parks which are already subject to grass restrictions, but it could impact up to 31% of the grass in the Las Vegas area. The region gets up to 90% of its water supply from Lake Mead, the country's largest reservoir by volume, which recently fell to historic low levels. This as the region has been repeatedly hit by heat waves, triggering record temperatures across the western U.S.
The extreme temperatures are exacerbating the drought conditions. They're drying out the land surface quicker, they're melting more snowpack, they're evaporating more water from reservoirs that are already low on water, and so there's a lot of different impacts.
Nevada is considered one of the most progressive states in the nation when it comes to water conservation. For many years, it's implemented wide-ranging regulations, including seasonal watering restrictions, golf course water budgets, a grass replacement program, water waste penalties, among others. But with increased demand for water during the pandemic and reduced supply due to drought, the state's commitment to water conservation has now taken on new urgency. The bipartisan grass ban would remove some 21 square kilometers of what's called non-functional turf around office parks or in street medians, for example, and reduce annual water consumption by roughly 15%.
I think it will actually make an impact, and I think those are the kinds of things that will make differences. It may sound small to take turf out of one yard or even something like a casino front lawn or something like that, but when you add up all that space over the whole entire city of Las Vegas, I think it will make a big difference.
At the federal level, Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto introduced a bill earlier this month seeking congressional funding for large-scale water recycling projects aimed at providing water security to millions of Americans in Nevada and other western states. The so-called Silver State has been for decades among the fastest growing in the nation, but the impacts of climate change are threatening its sustainable development. Ediz, Tiyansan, CGTN, Las Vegas.